welcome to Vivid English Podcast. Hello, everyone. I am so happy to be here with you today. I'm James.
And hello to all our wonderful listeners. I'm Sarah. It is truly wonderful to be back behind the microphone with you.
How are things in your world today?
Things are great, thank you. I am sticking to my tea, so I'm a bit calmer than some people I know. How about you?
I'm doing really well, and I have to admit, I've had about 3 or 4 cups of coffee this morning, so I am just vibrating with energy.
4 cups. Wow. Well, I'm really looking forward to our topic today because it's something we all deal with pretty much every single day.
That is so true. Today, we're going to take a closer look at the wonderful and, let's be honest, sometimes slightly agonizing world of virtual meetings.
Agonizing is the right word.
You know the platforms I'm talking about: Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet.
Exactly. And even though it's 2026 and the technology is so advanced, we have AI that can write poetry, cars that drive themselves. We still find ourselves in these incredibly awkward situations on video calls, don't we?
Oh, definitely. You'd think by now we'd be perfect at it. But nope, the internet still breaks, people freeze in really funny positions,
Oh, the freeze is the worst.
and we still make silly mistakes.
We certainly do. So our mission today is to give all of you a complete survival guide. We want to give you the specific natural English phrases you need to handle these glitches and all the background noise and awkward moments with grace.
I love that. With grace. That's the
Yeah.
key word, because usually when my computer crashes, I do not handle it with grace. I handle it with panic.
Right. The heart starts beating fast, the sweating starts. We want to help you avoid that. We want you to feel confident even when the technology is failing you.
Precisely. So we're going to break down the vocabulary you need to navigate these digital mishaps. Let's get started. I want to ask you, what is the number one problem, the absolute classic mistake that we still see today?
Oh, it has to be the mute button, the whole you're on mute struggle.
It really is the most famous phrase of the 2020s, isn't it?
It is. And it's not just forgetting to unmute, it's the whole performance that goes with it.
I did it just yesterday. I was giving this long, passionate explanation of a very complex idea. I was, moving my hands, smiling, really getting into it, and nobody said anything. I
Oh.
thought they were just really, really impressed by my speech.
And let me guess, they were actually frantically waving at you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Waving and pointing to their ears. It looked like some kind of synchronized dance routine.
Oh.
I felt so silly when I finally realized. So let's help our listeners. If we're in a meeting and someone is talking but we can't hear them, what's a polite way to tell them?
That's a great question. You don't want to be rude or aggressive. You definitely don't want to just shout, "Turn on your mic."
Right, that's way too direct.
Exactly. In English, we often use something called hedging. We use softer words to be more polite. So a very simple phrase is just, "James, I think you're on mute."
I really like that. I think you're on mute. It's soft. Even if you know for a fact they're muted, because you can see the little red icon saying, I think, suggests maybe it's a mistake.
Exactly. It saves the other person from feeling, a little bit stupid. It gives them an out.
That's a very important social skill. Now, what if you want to be a little more direct? Maybe they don't notice you speaking softly.
Then you can use a slightly clearer phrase, something like, "We can't hear you, your mic is off."
We can't hear you, your mic is off.
Okay, that's very clear. It's just a statement of fact.
Yes, and notice we say, we can't hear you. That implies the whole group is missing out, which makes the speaker feel important rather than just foolish.
That is a nice nuance. Okay, let's flip it. Imagine I'm the one who made the mistake. I realize I've been talking to myself for 2 minutes. I feel embarrassed. How do I recover?
The key here is not to panic. Don't make a big drama out of it. Just apologize quickly and move on. You can say, sorry about that. I forgot to unmute.
Sorry about that. I forgot to unmute. Simple. Honest. Or, if you want to protect your ego just a tiny bit, and we all do sometimes, you can kind of blame the technology.
Oh, I like this strategy. What would I say?
You can say, my mistake, the button was stuck.
I love that. The button was stuck. Now, tell me the truth. Do these digital buttons actually get stuck?
Probably not. But it's a socially acceptable little white lie. It implies you tried to click it, but the computer failed you. It saves a little bit of face.
That's perfect for a professional setting. Okay, so speaking of button sticking and technology failing,
Hmm.
let's explore the real nightmare scenario
Yeah.
when the internet actually breaks. You know, lag and freezing.
Oh, this is the worst feeling. You're in the middle of a sentence and suddenly everyone just stops moving.
They just freeze like statues.
Panic sets in. But again, the goal is to stay calm and communicate. If you're listening to someone and their audio sounds like a robot or it's stopping and starting, we call that lag.
Lag. Lag. So what's a polite way to tell someone I can't understand them?
You can use a very, very common idiom. You're breaking up a bit.
You're breaking up a bit. Now we need to be careful here. This is different from a romantic breakup.
Very different. Please do not tell your boss, I'm breaking up with you. That would be a very different kind of conversation.
That would be a resignation.
Exactly. You are breaking up. In this context, just means the audio signal isn't clear. It's fragmented.
Got it. And can I be more direct if they don't seem to understand?
Yes. You can simply say, your audio is lagging.
Your audio is lagging. Okay. And what about when their video stops completely? Their face is just stuck in a funny expression.
That means they're frozen. So you would just say, your screen is frozen.
My screen is frozen. Okay.
Mhm.
And usually when that happens, I've missed the last 10 seconds of what they said. So how do I ask them to repeat it without sounding like I wasn't listening?
That's the key. You combine the problem with the request. You say, I lost you for a second. Could you repeat that?
I lost you for a second. That is a great phrase. It doesn't mean I lost you in a maze or something. It just means the connection cut out.
Precisely. It puts the blame on the internet, not on your attention span.
Now, imagine you're the one with the bad internet. You get that scary little warning on your screen, unstable connection. What can you do to save the meeting?
Well, usually video takes up a lot of data, a lot of bandwidth, right?
That's right. Video is heavy.
So a good actionable sentence would be something like, I'm going to try turning off my camera to save bandwidth.
I'm going to try turning off my camera to save bandwidth.
That is excellent. It shows you're trying to solve the problem professionally. You're not just giving up.
Exactly. But what if that doesn't work? What if the internet is just terrible? What's the nuclear option?
Then you have to leave and come back. You have to restart the connection.
But you can't just vanish. You need to announce it so you can say, let me leave and rejoin the meeting.
Listeners, write that one down. It is a lifesaver.
It totally is. It buys you time. You can reset your router, maybe take a deep breath.
That is an essential troubleshooting step. And usually when you come back, everything is fine.
Okay, let's move away from technology failing and talk about when life interrupts us. Because we don't work in, soundproof boxes. We have lives.
Oh, yes. Kids, pets, delivery drivers.
I have a dog, Buster, and he loves to bark exactly when I am presenting very important data.
Of course he does. I have a neighbor who seems to start his lawnmower only when I'm on a conference call.
It's a law of the universe.
It really is. And I think the etiquette here has changed. We used to try to hide it perfectly, mute ourselves and look terrified. Now the rule is acknowledge and move on.
Acknowledge and move on. I like that. It feels much more human.
It does. So let's say my dog starts barking. What's the first thing I should say?
You'd start with a simple apology. Something like, I'm so sorry, please excuse the noise in the background.
Please excuse the noise in the background. Very polite.
And then it helps to give a brief reason. It just humanizes the whole situation. You could say, my kids just got home,
Or there's some construction going on outside.
or in my case, my dog saw a squirrel.
Exactly. People usually smile when you give a reason. It just breaks the tension.
And then what's the solution? How do we manage the noise so we don't disrupt the whole meeting?
You take responsibility. You say, I'll stay on mute until it's my turn to speak.
I'll stay on mute until it's my turn to speak. That shows you're being considerate of everyone else.
Right. And honestly, people are so understanding these days. If you acknowledge it, nobody really minds. If you try to ignore it, that's when it gets annoying.
That is such a release to hear. We don't have to be perfect robots.
No, definitely not. But speaking of looking like a robot,
Hmm.
let's talk about visuals for a minute, about nonverbal professionalism.
Oh, interesting. What do you mean by that?
Well, in a physical meeting, face to face, we make eye contact to build trust. But on Zoom or Teams, where should we be looking?
Well, I usually look at the person's face on my screen. That feels the most natural.
And it does feel natural to you, but think about it. If you look at their face on the screen, you're usually looking down, or maybe off to the side. To them, it looks like you're reading something else.
Oh, you're so right, because the camera's at the top of the monitor.
Exactly. So the new eye contact is actually looking directly at the camera lens.
That is so hard to remember. You have to look at the little black circle of plastic, not the actual smiling human faces.
It takes practice. It feels weird at first, but when you're making an important point, try to look at the camera. It makes the other person feel like you're speaking right to them. It's really powerful.
That is a great tip. The camera look. I'll work on that. What about lighting? I feel like I see people sitting in the dark all the time.
Yes. And the number one mistake here is backlighting.
Backlighting. That's when you sit with a bright window behind you, right?
Yes. The window is so bright that the camera adjusts to it and it turns you into a dark shadow, a silhouette.
It looks like you're in a witness protection program. You're just this mysterious shape with a voice.
Exactly. It's very hard to connect with someone when you can't see their face. So, a simple rule: always face the window. Put the light source in front of you.
Simple advice, but it makes a huge difference. Now, what about virtual backgrounds? Pretending you're on a beach in Hawaii or on a spaceship.
They can be fun, but you have to be careful. Sometimes the technology isn't perfect and it cuts off your ears or your hands when you move.
That's true. I saw a guy in a meeting once whose head disappeared every time he laughed. It was actually a little terrifying.
It can be so distracting. If you're in a very serious, formal meeting, it's usually better to just blur your background.
Blur is safe.
Blur is professional. It hides the mess in your room, but it keeps the focus on you. Save the outer space background for the casual Friday meeting.
Good point. Okay, let's talk about maybe the most terrifying moment in any virtual meeting,
Oh, I know what you're going to say. Screen sharing.
the privacy panic.
Yes. You press the button, and for a split second, your whole life flashes before your eyes. You're thinking, am I showing them my work, or am I showing them the embarrassing music video I was just watching?
It is a valid fear. So, first rule, close your tabs before the meeting. But once you are sharing, let's learn the phrases to make sure it's working. When you first click share, just ask, can everyone see my screen? Can everyone see my screen? Simple. Confirms it's working.
And sometimes, it takes a moment to find the right file. You don't want dead silence while you're clicking around, so you can use a phrase to buy yourself some time.
Something like, give me a second while I pull up the presentation.
Perfect. Give me a second while I pull up the presentation. It tells everyone, I'm on it, just wait.
Now, tell me the truth. We're all friends here. Have you ever shared the wrong window?
Oh, definitely. One time I was trying to share a big spreadsheet with a client, but I accidentally shared my personal shopping list.
Oh no, what was on the list?
I was buying cat food and socks.
Cat food and socks. That's a great combination. Very exciting weekend plans.
It was hilarious, but I had to recover quickly. I couldn't just sit there and hoard.
So what's the recovery phrase?
Laughing is really important, and then you say, oops, wrong window. Let me switch that for you.
Oops, wrong window. Let me switch that for you. I love that. It acknowledges the mistake, but it's not a huge apology. It just happens.
Exactly. Oops is a very useful little word in English for small mistakes. It makes it feel like no big deal.
Okay. We've talked about a lot of phrases and ideas. I think it's time to put them into action.
I agree. Let's do some role play scenarios. We can act out a few short scenes so our listeners can hear how these phrases sound in a real conversation.
Great idea. Listeners, pay attention to the tone and the speed. We'll try to make this sound like a real call. Okay, scenario A.
You're giving a very serious presentation, maybe to your CEO, and your cat decides to join the meeting.
Okay, I'm ready. Getting into character. So, looking at the graph on slide 3, we can see a significant downward trend in duck chow.
Is that a tail I see walking across the screen?
Haha, yes. I'm so sorry. Please excuse the noise in the background. My cat just jumped on my desk.
No problem at all. He looks like he wants to help with the data analysis.
He's a micromanager. I'll just move him down. Okay, sorry about that. Moving on to slide 4.
End scene. I love how you handled that. You didn't get angry or flustered.
I was tempted, but no, I stayed calm.
You just said, please excuse the noise. You explained it was the cat, and you moved on.
Acknowledge and move on. It really
Yeah.
works.
Okay, scenario B.
The double talk.
Oh, this happens all the time. It's when two people start speaking at the exact same time because of that slight audio delay.
It's so awkward.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
So I think that we should...
So my idea for the...
Oh,
Sorry, you go ahead.
no, please, you go first.
Thanks. I was just going to say that the project is due on Friday.
End scene, that phrase, sorry, you go ahead, is just magical.
It is. It solves the traffic jam instantly. Sorry, you go ahead. It yields the floor to the other person. So polite, and it keeps the meeting flowing.
We have covered so much today. We know how to mute, how to fix lag, how to handle cats, how to share screens. But eventually, the meeting has to end.
The dreaded goodbye.
Why is it so awkward? In person, you just stand up, maybe shake hands, and walk out. But on Zoom, you have to find the leave button.
And it feels like the button moves every time. And while you're looking for it, you do the awkward wave. Yes, the wave. We smile and wave at the camera like we're sending a child off to school. Why do we do that?
I think it's psychological. Because we don't have that physical action of leaving a room, we feel like we need to signal, I am done now, with our bodies. It's actually kind of sweet.
It is a nice human moment. But before we wave, we need to signal verbally that we're leaving. You can't just vanish. What's a polite way to exit if a meeting is dragging on?
You can say, I have to jump on another call.
I have to jump on another call.
Ugh.
That's very professional. It implies you're busy and important, not just, I'm bored and I want lunch.
Even if that is the truth. Or, if you're the host, you can wrap things up by saying, thanks everyone, I'll send out the minutes shortly.
I'll send out the minutes shortly.
Yep.
That signals the meeting is officially over. And then
you wave.
and then you panic while trying to click the red button.
Haha, exactly. You smile, you wave, and you click.
You know, as we wrap up, I think there's one big lesson here that goes a little deeper than just vocabulary.
What's that?
Perfect is the enemy of good.
Oh, absolutely. That's such a powerful reminder.
We try so hard to be perfect on camera. Perfect lighting, perfect sound, perfect background. But the truth is, we're humans using machines. Things will break. Cats will jump.
They will. And honestly, a little humor goes such a long way. If you can laugh when your screen freezes or when you accidentally share your shopping list, people connect with you more.
That is so true. Tension kills connection. Laughter builds it. So don't be afraid of the glitches. Just use the phrases we taught you. Take a deep breath and keep going.
Well said. Being human is much better than being perfect.
Well, that brings us to the end of our survival guide for virtual meetings in 2026.
We hope you feel more prepared, more confident, and ready to handle whatever your next Zoom or Teams call throws at you.
Please don't forget to subscribe and come back to the Vivid English podcast. We have so many more topics to explore with you.
Yes, be sure to tune in to Vivid English Podcast next time. We love learning with you.
Have a wonderful day, everyone, and good luck with your next meeting.
Bye-bye.